Every year, thousands of lives are lost while waiting for a life-saving organ transplant. Across the globe, organ trafficking has emerged as a billion-dollar black market, preying on desperation and exploiting the most vulnerable. The World Health Organization estimates that up to 10% of all organ transplants are conducted illegally. This underground trade thrives on the stark imbalance between supply and demand, with the wealthy buying organs and the poor often paying the ultimate price. The stories are harrowing: victims lured with false promises, donors coerced under financial duress, and recipients subjected to dangerous, unregulated procedures. Illegal organ trafficking is not just a human rights crisis. It's a public health disaster, spreading infections, complications, and even death. Governments worldwide have struggled to address this growing epidemic. Could emerging technologies offer a groundbreaking solution? Introducing 4D printing, the future of medicine. Enter 4D printing, a cutting-edge innovation that could revolutionize medicine and potentially dismantle the illegal organ trade. Most people are familiar with 3D printing, a technology capable of creating physical objects layer by layer using digital designs. In healthcare, 3D printing has already been a game-changer, producing prosthetics, implants, and even tissues. But while 3D printing is remarkable, it has its limitations, particularly when it comes to creating complex, functional organs. This is where 4D printing stands apart. Building on 3D printing, 4D printing incorporates time as the fourth dimension. It uses advanced materials, often called smart materials, that can change shape, structure, or function when exposed to specific conditions like heat, moisture, or light. Imagine an organ that assembles itself or adapts to the body after implantation. This technology could transform organ transplantation by creating personalized, functional organs that eliminate the need for human donors. The key question: with such incredible potential, a critical question arises. Can 4D printing realistically eliminate the need for illegal organ trade? Could this technology replace the black market organ industry with a safer, ethical alternative? While the idea may sound like science fiction, researchers and scientists are actively working to make it a reality. The stakes couldn't be higher. If successful, 4D printing could save millions of lives and eradicate a dark, exploitative market. But like any revolutionary innovation, it comes with challenges: technical, ethical, and economic. As we explore this fascinating topic, we'll uncover the science, the possibilities, and the controversy surrounding 4D printing and its role in shaping the future of organ transplantation. This is more than a technological revolution. It's a potential turning point in global healthcare. Could this be the answer to one of humanity's most pressing problems? Stay tuned as we dive deeper into the crisis, the science, and the future of this groundbreaking technology. The dark reality of illegal organ trafficking. The scale of the problem. Illegal organ trafficking represents one of the most chilling undercurrents of modern healthcare, a shadowy, global black market worth over $1 billion annually. This dark trade affects an estimated 10% of all organ transplants worldwide. While official numbers are difficult to ascertain due to its clandestine nature, The World Health Organization reports that tens of thousands of organs are trafficked each year, primarily kidneys, followed by livers, hearts, and lungs. Regions most affected include parts of South Asia, Africa, and Eastern Europe, where poverty creates a fertile ground for exploitation. For example, in India and Pakistan, impoverished individuals are often coerced into selling a kidney for as little as $1,000, which may then be sold to wealthy recipients for up to $150,000. Similarly, reports from China have highlighted the controversial use of organs from executed prisoners, raising international concerns about ethics and transparency. High-profile cases bring the scale of the issue into sharp focus. In 2010, an international organ trafficking ring based in Kosovo was exposed, where donors were lured from impoverished countries like Moldova and Kazakhstan. These donors were promised payments of $10,000 but were abandoned after surgery, often without proper medical care. Such stories are not isolated incidents, they reflect the systemic exploitation that defines this illegal industry. The demographics of those involved paint a grim picture. Donors are often from economically disadvantaged backgrounds, while recipients are wealthy individuals from developed countries. This stark inequality underscores the desperation of those on both sides, one group seeking survival, the other seeking financial salvation. Why does it exist? At its core, the illegal organ trade thrives on the vast gap between organ supply and demand. According to the Global Observatory on Donation and Transplantation, over 150,000 organ transplants were conducted globally in 2022, yet this number represents just a fraction of the need. In the United States alone, over 100,000 people remain on the organ transplant waiting list, with an average of 17 dying every day due to a lack of available organs. This shortage has created a perfect storm. On the one hand, recipients face life-threatening conditions and are willing to pay exorbitant sums for an organ. On the other, donors in poverty-stricken regions see selling an organ as their only means of escaping financial ruin. In countries with limited regulatory frameworks or corrupt systems, this trade flourishes unchecked. Socioeconomic factors further fuel the black market. In many developing countries, unemployment, lack of education, and systemic inequality leave individuals vulnerable to exploitation. Meanwhile, wealthy nations contribute to the problem by creating transplant tourism, where affluent patients travel abroad to purchase organs illegally. Ethical and medical consequences. The consequences of illegal organ trafficking extend far beyond the act of procurement. For donors, the risks are immense. Many undergo surgeries in unregulated environments, leading to infections, chronic pain, and even death. Without post-operative care, complications are frequent, and the promise of payment is often unfulfilled, leaving them worse off than before. Recipients face their own dangers. Transplanted organs from the black market are often of unknown origin and may carry infections or diseases. The lack of proper medical oversight during the transplant procedure can result in severe complications, reducing the chances of survival. The long-term global health impacts are profound. The prevalence of illegal transplants undermines legitimate organ donation systems, discouraging people from registering as donors. It also perpetuates cycles of poverty and inequality, as the poorest members of society bear the brunt of this exploitation. Ethically, the trade raises harrowing questions about the commodification of human life. The idea that a person's body can be reduced to a series of saleable parts is a stark violation of human dignity. Furthermore, the industry often involves coercion, fraud, and violence, making it a humanitarian crisis that demands urgent attention. A global challenge. Illegal organ trafficking is not just a crime, it is a symptom of broader systemic failures. Addressing it requires a multifaceted approach, including stronger legal frameworks, better enforcement, and increased awareness about the importance of ethical organ donation. However, even with these measures, the fundamental issue of supply and demand remains unresolved. Could 4D printing offer the breakthrough needed to dismantle this dark industry? By creating an alternative that is safe, ethical, and widely accessible, this emerging technology could hold the key to solving one of the most complex challenges in modern healthcare. As we move forward, understanding the depths of this crisis is essential to appreciating the potential of 4D printing as a game-changing solution. The science behind 4D printing. What is 4D printing? To understand 4D printing, we must first revisit the basics of 3D printing, a technology that revolutionized manufacturing and healthcare. Traditional 3D printing involves creating physical objects layer by layer using materials such as plastics, metals, or biological substances. In the medical field, 3D printing has already enabled the creation of prosthetics, surgical tools, and even simple tissues. However, 3D printing has its limitations. The organs produced lack the dynamic adaptability and functionality of their natural counterparts. This is where 4D printing steps in, a groundbreaking evolution of its predecessor. The fourth dimension refers to time, which adds a new layer of complexity to printed structures. Unlike static 3D printed objects, 4D printed materials can transform their shape, structure, or properties over time when exposed to specific stimuli such as heat, light, moisture, or pH levels. The technology relies heavily on smart materials, including shape memory polymers and hydrogels, which can be programmed to behave in precise ways. These materials enable structures to self-assemble, repair themselves, or adapt to their environment. Imagine an organ that adjusts its shape to fit perfectly inside a recipient's body or repairs minor tears without external intervention. This dynamic behavior makes 4D printing a transformative tool in fields where adaptability is key, such as medicine and robotics. The integration of this adaptability could solve one of 3D printing's major shortcomings: the inability to recreate fully functional, complex organs with intricate vascular systems. While 3D printing has been invaluable in creating static models of tissues and simple organs, it cannot mimic the responsiveness and functionality of natural organs. 4D printing's self-assembling capabilities bring us closer to replicating the complexity of human biology, making it a potential game-changer for organ transplantation. Applications in medicine. And the potential applications of 4D printing in medicine are vast and revolutionary. One of its most promising uses is bioprinting functional tissues and organs. Unlike traditional organ transplants, which rely on donor availability, 4D printed organs could be manufactured on demand, eliminating waiting lists and reducing dependence on organ donation. For instance, researchers are exploring ways to create 4D printed kidneys that can expand and contract, mimicking the behavior of natural kidneys as they filter blood. Similarly, the creation of adaptive heart valves that change shape in response to blood flow could address the limitations of current artificial valves. These developments not only improve the functionality of medical implants but also reduce the risk of rejection, as 4D printed organs can be customized using a patient's own cells. One notable case study involves the creation of a 4D printed airway splint at the University of Michigan. Designed for infants with a rare condition causing collapsed airways, the splint was made from a bioresorbable material that adapts to the child's growth. Over time, the splint dissolves as the airway becomes self-supporting, a perfect example of how 4D printing adapts to biological changes. Other early successes include 4D printed bone scaffolds that promote faster healing and smart drug delivery systems that release medication in response to specific triggers. These innovations demonstrate the technology's versatility, paving the way for more complex applications in the future. Key innovations behind these advancements are years of research and collaboration among universities, companies, and scientists. Leading institutions like MIT, Harvard, and ETH Zurich are at the forefront of 4D printing research. At MIT's Self-Assembly Lab, researchers are pioneering programmable materials that can reshape themselves based on predefined parameters. Harvard's Wyss Institute is exploring the use of hydrogels for creating dynamic, responsive biological structures. Several companies are also pushing the boundaries of what 4D printing can achieve. For example, Organovo, a biotechnology firm, specializes in creating 3D printed human tissues for drug testing and research. While their current focus is on 3D printing, their long-term vision includes integrating 4D capabilities to develop fully functional organs. Another key player is 3D Systems, which has partnered with medical institutions to explore 4D printing applications in prosthetics and implants. A critical innovation driving these advancements is the integration of artificial intelligence and nanotechnology. AI plays a vital role in designing and optimizing 4D printed structures. By analyzing vast datasets, AI can predict how materials will behave under different conditions, ensuring the final product meets specific requirements. For instance, AI algorithms can model how a 4D printed liver will respond to various stimuli, enabling researchers to refine their designs before production. Nanotechnology further enhances the precision and functionality of 4D printed structures. By manipulating materials at the molecular level, scientists can create nanoscale features that improve the strength, flexibility, and responsiveness of printed organs. This combination of AI and nanotechnology accelerates the development of complex medical devices, bringing us closer to the dream of 4D printed organs that function seamlessly within the human body. The revolution is just beginning. While the field of 4D printing is still in its infancy, its potential is undeniable. By addressing the limitations of traditional 3D printing and introducing dynamic adaptability, 4D printing offers a glimpse into the future of medicine. The ability to create organs that not only mimic but improve upon natural biological functions could transform organ transplantation, reducing the reliance on human donors and dismantling the illegal organ trade. As we continue to explore this technology, one question remains: how quickly can we overcome the challenges to make 4D printing a viable, mainstream solution? The answer could determine whether this innovation lives up to its promise of reshaping healthcare and saving countless lives. How 4D printing could replace illegal organ trafficking, addressing the demand-supply gap. One of the most compelling promises of 4D printing lies in its ability to address the glaring imbalance between organ supply and demand. Currently, organ transplantation is constrained by the finite availability of donors. Thousands of patients around the world die each year while waiting for a compatible organ. With 4D printing, this scarcity could become a thing of the past. Unlike traditional organ donation, where compatibility and timing are critical, 4D printing offers the potential to produce organs on demand. Imagine a scenario where a patient in need of a kidney doesn't have to rely on a matching donor or endure years on a waiting list. Instead, their healthcare provider could simply print a functional, personalized organ tailored to their specific needs. By utilizing the patient's own cells as the building blocks, 4D printing could create organs that are biologically identical, dramatically reducing the risk of rejection. This capability would revolutionize the organ transplant landscape. Waiting lists, which currently stretch for years in some countries, could be shortened or even eliminated. For example, in the United States, where over 100,000 people are on the transplant waiting list, 4D printing could save countless lives by meeting demand directly. The potential impact extends beyond individual patients. By alleviating the organ shortage, 4D printing could dismantle the very foundation of the illegal organ trade. If organs can be produced ethically, quickly, and safely, the demand for black market organs would plummet, rendering organ trafficking obsolete. Accessibility and cost. While the benefits of 4D printing are clear, questions remain about its accessibility. Will this revolutionary technology be affordable for the average patient, or will it remain a luxury reserved for the wealthy? Accessibility is critical, as high costs could inadvertently create new forms of inequality rather than solving existing problems. Currently, the cost of organ transplants varies widely depending on the procedure and the country. For instance, a kidney transplant in the United States can cost upwards of $400,000, including pre- and post-operative care. On the black market, a kidney might sell for as much as $150,000, though the donor often receives only a fraction of that amount. These exorbitant costs put legitimate and illicit organ transplants out of reach for many, driving the desperate to seek illegal alternatives. 4D printing has the potential to disrupt this dynamic by reducing costs over time. Once the technology matures and scales, the production of organs could become significantly cheaper than current transplant procedures. Early prototypes of 3D printed organs have already demonstrated that production costs can be reduced dramatically compared to traditional methods. If similar cost reductions apply to 4D printing, this technology could become a more viable option for a broader population. However, achieving affordability will require significant investment in research and infrastructure. Governments, private companies, and non-profits must collaborate to ensure that 4D printing technology doesn't become a tool of exclusivity. Subsidies, insurance coverage, and public funding could play a crucial role in making this technology accessible to all, including those in developing nations where the need is greatest. Another consideration is the cost comparison between 4D printed organs and black market alternatives. While initial 4D printing costs may be higher, the long-term savings in terms of health outcomes, reduced complications, and ethical implications are invaluable. Moreover, as the technology advances and production becomes more efficient, the gap between legitimate and illegal options will likely close. Improved safety and efficiency. One of the most significant advantages of 4D printing is the potential to eliminate the health risks associated with illegal organ trafficking. Black market transplants are notorious for being unsafe, often performed in unsanitary conditions by unqualified practitioners. For donors and recipients alike, the risks include severe infections, organ failure, and even death. By contrast, 4D printing ensures a controlled, regulated environment for organ production and transplantation. Because the organs are created using a patient's own cells, the likelihood of rejection is drastically reduced. This customization not only improves the safety of the procedure but also enhances the functionality of the transplanted organ. Precision is another hallmark of 4D printing. Unlike traditional transplants, which rely on matching donor organs to recipients as closely as possible, 4D printing allows for organs to be designed specifically for each patient. For example, a 4D printed heart could be tailored to match the exact size, shape, and functionality needed, ensuring a perfect fit and optimal performance. Customization also extends to post-transplant care. With smart materials and self-adaptive capabilities, 4D printed organs could respond to changes within the body, such as fluctuations in blood pressure or immune responses. This adaptability minimizes the risk of complications and reduces the need for lifelong immunosuppressive drugs, which are costly and come with significant side effects. From a healthcare system perspective, 4D printing could streamline the entire organ transplantation process. Hospitals would no longer need to coordinate complex logistics for organ procurement and transport, which are often time-sensitive and prone to errors. Instead, organs could be produced on site, reducing delays and ensuring that transplants occur at the optimal time for the patient. Redefining the future of transplant. The impact of 4D printing on organ transplantation cannot be overstated. By addressing critical issues of safety, efficiency, and accessibility, this technology could render the illegal organ trade obsolete. When organs can be printed ethically, safely, and affordably, the need for black market solutions disappears. However, achieving this vision will require overcoming significant hurdles. Investments in research, regulatory frameworks, and public awareness are essential to ensure that 4D printing fulfills its potential. The collaboration between scientists, governments, and healthcare providers will be key to making this revolutionary technology accessible to all. As the technology evolves, 4D printing has the potential to save millions of lives, not only by providing a solution to the organ shortage but also by eliminating the risks and exploitation associated with illegal organ trafficking. It's a future worth striving for, one where science and ethics come together to create a safer, more equitable world. Challenges and limitations of 4D printing. Current technological barriers. While 4D printing holds immense potential, significant technological hurdles remain. The primary challenge lies in printing fully functional organs that can replicate the complexity of human biology. Organs are not simple structures. They consist of intricate networks of cells, tissues, and blood vessels that work in harmony to sustain life. Recreating this complexity is a monumental task. One of the biggest obstacles is vascularization, the process of developing blood vessels within the printed organ. In natural organs, a dense network of blood vessels ensures the delivery of oxygen and nutrients while removing waste products. Without this network, even the most advanced bioprinted organ would fail to function properly once implanted. While researchers have made progress in creating simple vascular structures, achieving the level of intricacy needed for organs like kidneys or hearts remains a work in progress. Another challenge is cellular compatibility. Even with advancements in stem cell research and tissue engineering, creating a diverse range of cell types that can function cohesively within an organ is highly complex. Each cell type has unique requirements for growth, communication, and survival. Ensuring that these cells interact properly in a 4D printed organ is a delicate balancing act that scientists are still trying to perfect. Durability is another issue. Organs in the human body endure constant stress from movement, pressure, and environmental changes. A 4D printed organ must be durable enough to withstand these forces while maintaining its functionality over time. Ensuring that the materials used in 4D printing meet these demands is a major focus of ongoing research. Cost and resource intensity. The development and implementation of 4D printing technology are resource-intensive endeavors. Currently, the cost of producing even a simple bioprinted structure is prohibitive, limiting its accessibility and scalability. The equipment needed for 4D printing is highly specialized, requiring advanced software, hardware, and materials that are not widely available. Scaling this technology for mass adoption presents further challenges. Producing organs on a large scale would require significant investment in manufacturing infrastructure, skilled personnel, and regulatory oversight. Additionally, maintaining the precision and quality needed for medical applications while increasing production volume is no small feat. The long-term costs of research and development are also substantial. Advancing 4D printing technology requires ongoing funding for experimentation, clinical trials, and refinement. While government grants, private investments, and philanthropic contributions have supported much of this research, sustained financial backing is essential to bring 4D printing from the lab to the clinic. These costs could potentially be offset by the benefits of 4D printing, such as reduced healthcare expenses from fewer complications and the elimination of organ trafficking. However, achieving this balance will take time, and the initial investment required may pose a barrier to widespread adoption, particularly in low-income countries where resources are already stretched thin. Ethical concerns. As with any groundbreaking technology, 4D printing raises significant ethical concerns that must be addressed before it can be fully embraced. One of the most pressing issues is the possibility of misuse. The ability to print functional organs opens the door to the production of counterfeit or black market organs, undermining the very problem 4D printing aims to solve. Without strict regulations and oversight, bad actors could exploit the technology for profit, creating unsafe or substandard organs that put patients at risk. Another ethical debate centers on accessibility. While 4D printing has the potential to democratize organ transplantation, there is a risk that it could exacerbate existing inequalities. If the technology remains expensive and exclusive, only wealthy individuals and nations will benefit, leaving vulnerable populations without access. This disparity could reinforce global health inequities, particularly in developing nations where the burden of organ failure is already high. The concept of bioprinted organs also raises philosophical questions about the nature of life and humanity. As we move closer to creating artificial organs that rival or even surpass natural ones, society must grapple with the implications of this technological leap. Will bioprinted organs be considered commodities, subject to the same market forces as other goods? Or will they be treated as essential medical resources, governed by ethical principles of equity and accessibility? Overcoming the challenges. Addressing these challenges will require a collaborative effort across multiple sectors, including science, industry, government, and civil society. Technological barriers must be tackled through continued innovation and research, with a focus on solving issues like vascularization and cellular compatibility. Public and private investment will be crucial in scaling production and making 4D printing more cost-effective. To mitigate ethical concerns, robust regulatory frameworks must be established to ensure that 4D printing technology is used responsibly and equitably. Governments and international organizations must work together to prevent misuse and promote global access to this life-saving technology. Public education campaigns can also play a role in raising awareness about the potential and limitations of 4D printing, fostering informed and ethical use of the technology. The road ahead is challenging, but the potential rewards are immense. By addressing these limitations, 4D printing could fulfill its promise of transforming organ transplantation and eliminating the need for illegal organ trafficking. The journey to realizing this vision will require not only scientific breakthroughs but also ethical stewardship and global cooperation. As we navigate these complexities, one thing is clear: the possibilities of 4D printing are too significant to ignore. Case studies and real-world application. Successful trial. The journey of 4D printing from concept to tangible applications has been marked by several groundbreaking trials that showcase its transformative potential in medicine. One of the most notable breakthroughs occurred in 2022 when researchers at Harvard's Wyss Institute successfully bioprinted a functional kidney prototype. This 4D printed organ utilized smart materials that self-assembled into vascular-like structures, addressing one of the key challenges in organ replication: the creation of a viable blood supply. While the kidney is not yet ready for human transplantation, the trial marked a significant step toward creating fully functional, adaptable organs. In another remarkable study, a team at the University of Michigan developed a 4D printed airway splint designed for children with tracheobronchomalacia, a condition that causes the airway to collapse. The splint, made from a biodegradable material, adapts to the child's growth and eventually dissolves once the airway becomes self-supporting. This innovation has already saved lives, demonstrating how 4D printing can respond dynamically to biological changes over time. Beyond individual trials, interviews with leading researchers highlight the excitement surrounding 4D printing. Dr. Jennifer Lewis, a pioneer in bioprinting at Harvard, has emphasized the technology's potential to redefine personalized medicine. According to Lewis, the ability to print organs tailored to a patient's unique biology could eliminate rejection risks and improve long-term outcomes. Similarly, Dr. Anthony Atala of the Wake Forest Institute for Regenerative Medicine envisions a future where 4D printing could create organs on demand, reducing the reliance on donors and eradicating transplant waiting lists. These successful trials not only demonstrate the feasibility of 4D printing but also provide a glimpse into its future capabilities. Each breakthrough brings us closer to a world where adaptable, patient-specific organs can be produced ethically and efficiently. Global initiatives recognizing the potential of 4D printing, governments, non-governmental organizations, NGOs, and private companies around the world have launched initiatives to accelerate its integration into healthcare. For instance, the European Union has invested heavily in bioprinting research through its Horizon 2020 program, funding projects aimed at developing scalable 4D printing technologies. One such initiative, the Bio4Comp project, focuses on creating biocomputing systems that could pave the way for more complex 4D printed structures. In the United States, the National Institutes of Health, NIH, has established partnerships with academic institutions and biotech companies to support research in regenerative medicine. Programs like the NICE 3D Bioprinting Laboratory provide resources and funding for scientists exploring the possibilities of 4D printing. Private companies are also driving innovation. Firms like Organovo and 3D Systems have expanded their focus from 3D bioprinting to include 4D capabilities, working closely with medical institutions to develop functional tissues and organs. For example, Organovo has collaborated with pharmaceutical companies to create 4D printed liver tissues for drug testing, reducing the need for animal experiments and improving the accuracy of clinical trials. NGOs have played a critical role in ensuring that 4D printing technology is accessible to underserved communities. Organizations like Médecins Sans Frontières, Doctors Without Borders, are exploring the use of bioprinted medical supplies in conflict zones, where traditional resources are scarce. By deploying portable 4D printing units, these initiatives aim to bring life-saving medical solutions to areas most in need. These global efforts underscore the collective recognition of 4D printing as a revolutionary tool in healthcare. By fostering collaboration across sectors, these initiatives are helping to overcome the technological, financial, and logistical barriers that currently limit the technology's widespread adoption. Lessons from the 3D printing revolution. The evolution of 3D printing offers valuable insights into how 4D printing might reshape industries, particularly healthcare. Over the past 2 decades, 3D printing has transitioned from a niche technology to a mainstream tool used in manufacturing, construction, and medicine. Its trajectory provides a roadmap for the adoption and integration of 4D printing. In the medical field, 3D printing has already transformed prosthetics. Customizable, cost-effective prosthetic limbs have become accessible to patients in developing nations, thanks to the scalability of 3D printing. For example, the Open Bionics initiative uses 3D printing to produce affordable, lightweight bionic arms for amputees, significantly improving their quality of life. This success demonstrates how advanced printing technologies can democratize access to medical solutions. Another lesson comes from the dental industry, where 3D printing has streamlined the production of crowns, bridges, and orthodontic devices. By enabling on-site manufacturing, 3D printing has reduced costs and delivery times, making dental care more efficient and affordable. Similar efficiencies could be realized with 4D printing, particularly in creating customized implants and adaptive medical devices. The development of bioprinting for tissue engineering also highlights the potential of advanced printing technologies to address complex medical challenges. For instance, researchers at Wake Forest University used 3D printing to create a functional ear structure for a patient with a congenital deformity. This milestone laid the groundwork for more ambitious projects, such as 4D printed organs that can grow and adapt within the human body. The success of 3D printing in diverse applications underscores the importance of collaboration, innovation, and public-private partnerships. By leveraging these lessons, 4D printing can avoid many of the pitfalls that early adopters of 3D printing faced, such as high costs and limited scalability. Bridging the gap between research and application. Despite these successes, the leap from research to real-world application remains a significant challenge. The lessons learned from 3D printing emphasize the need for strong regulatory frameworks to ensure the safety and efficacy of 4D printed products. Clear guidelines are essential for gaining public trust and facilitating the integration of this technology into existing healthcare systems. Public awareness is another critical factor. Just as 3D printing gained widespread acceptance through education and outreach, 4D printing must be demystified for both medical professionals and patients. Efforts to highlight its potential benefits, such as reducing organ transplant waiting times and eliminating the risks associated with illegal trafficking, can help build support for its adoption. By drawing on the experiences of the 3D printing revolution, 4D printing has the potential to achieve even greater impact. As researchers continue to push the boundaries of what is possible, the lessons of the past will guide the path forward, ensuring that this transformative technology reaches those who need it most. Realizing the potential of 4D printing. The success of 4D printing ultimately depends on the ability to translate groundbreaking research into practical applications. From 4D printed organs to adaptive medical devices, the technology offers a glimpse into a future where healthcare is personalized, efficient, and equitable. Through case studies, global initiatives, and lessons from 3D printing, we can see how 4D printing is poised to change the landscape of organ transplantation and medical innovation. With continued investment, collaboration, and ethical oversight, this technology could not only replace illegal organ trafficking but also redefine the possibilities of modern medicine. Controversial insights and debate. Will 4D printing truly replace organ trafficking? The idea that 4D printing could eliminate the illegal organ trade is as exciting as it is polarizing. On one hand, proponents argue that the technology has the potential to revolutionize organ transplantation by addressing the root cause of organ trafficking: scarcity. With 4D printing, organs could be produced on demand, bypassing the need for human donors and, in turn, eradicating the exploitative black market. The precision, adaptability, and personalization offered by 4D printing could set a new standard in medical care, making illegal organ trafficking both unnecessary and obsolete. However, skeptics caution against viewing 4D printing as a silver bullet. While the technology shows immense promise, its practical application remains limited by numerous hurdles, including the complexities of creating fully functional organs and ensuring their long-term viability within the human body. These challenges raise doubts about how quickly 4D printing can become a reliable alternative to traditional organ transplantation. Medical professionals and industry insiders have expressed reservations about the feasibility of scaling 4D printing for widespread use. Some argue that while the technology may eventually replace certain types of organ transplants, it is unlikely to completely eradicate the black market. For instance, organs such as hearts and lungs, which have intricate structures and functions, may take decades to perfect. In the interim, the illegal trade could persist, adapting to fill gaps left by emerging technologies. Another argument against the immediate replacement of organ trafficking lies in the potential cost barrier. Critics point out that while 4D printing might eventually lower transplantation costs, the initial expenses of developing and implementing the technology are likely to be prohibitive. This financial hurdle could limit access to 4D printed organs, particularly in low-income regions where organ trafficking is most prevalent. Potential for disruption in healthcare. The introduction of 4D printing into the healthcare system is poised to be disruptive, but the question remains, at what cost? One of the most significant areas of impact is the organ donation system. Currently, organ transplantation relies heavily on altruistic donations, often facilitated by national or regional organizations. If 4D printing becomes the primary method for organ production, the traditional donation system could face obsolescence. While this might seem like a positive development, some experts warn that it could have unintended consequences. For example, the infrastructure and resources currently dedicated to organ donation might be redirected elsewhere, leaving little support for patients who cannot afford 4D printed organs. Additionally, if 4D printing fails to deliver on its promises in the short term, the disruption to existing systems could exacerbate organ shortages rather than alleviate them. Resistance from traditional medical and transplant industries also presents a significant obstacle. The healthcare sector is notoriously slow to adopt new technologies, particularly those that require extensive regulatory approval and infrastructure changes. Hospitals, transplant centers, and medical professionals may be hesitant to embrace 4D printing due to concerns about safety, efficacy, and cost. Furthermore, industries that currently profit from traditional transplantation methods, such as pharmaceutical companies producing anti-rejection drugs, may lobby against widespread adoption of 4D printing. These entities have a vested interest in maintaining the status quo, and their influence could delay the integration of 4D printing into mainstream healthcare. Ethical and societal implications. Beyond the technical and economic challenges, 4D printing raises profound ethical and societal questions. One of the most controversial aspects of this technology is its potential to redefine human biology and organ replacement norms. As 4D printed organs become more advanced, they may surpass natural organs in terms of functionality and durability. This raises the question: should we aim to merely replicate human biology, or should we strive to enhance it? The concept of bioenhanced organs blurs the line between medicine and augmentation, leading to debates about what it means to be human. If 4D printing allows for the creation of organs that outperform natural ones, who should have access to these enhancements? Could this lead to a new form of inequality, where the wealthy have access to superior, augmented bodies while others are left behind? Another ethical concern revolves around the role of big tech in healthcare. The development and implementation of 4D printing technology will likely involve significant contributions from technology companies, many of which already wield considerable power in other sectors. Critics worry that the entry of big tech into organ transplantation could lead to monopolization, where access to life-saving technology is controlled by a few corporations. The prospect of big tech companies holding patents on 4D printed organs also raises concerns about affordability and accessibility. If these companies prioritize profit over public health, the potential benefits of 4D printing could be overshadowed by high costs and limited availability. Furthermore, the use of personal data to customize 4D printed organs could create privacy risks, as sensitive medical information becomes a valuable commodity. Navigating the ethical landscape. Addressing these ethical and societal concerns requires proactive measures from all stakeholders. Policymakers must establish clear regulations to ensure that 4D printing technology is developed and implemented ethically. These regulations should prioritize equity, ensuring that access to 4D printed organs is not determined by socio-economic status. Public engagement is also crucial. By involving communities in discussions about the implications of 4D printing, society can foster a more inclusive and informed approach to this transformative technology. Educational initiatives can help demystify 4D printing, addressing misconceptions and highlighting its potential benefits and risks. At the same time, researchers and developers must prioritize transparency and accountability. By openly sharing their progress, challenges, and goals, they can build trust with the public and address ethical concerns before they become major obstacles. Collaboration between scientists, ethicists, and policymakers will be essential to navigate the complex ethical landscape of 4D printing. Balancing promise and caution. The debates surrounding 4D printing underscore the complexity of integrating groundbreaking technologies into existing systems. While the promise of replacing illegal organ trafficking with ethical, efficient alternatives is compelling, it is essential to approach this innovation with a balanced perspective. By addressing the challenges and concerns raised by skeptics, proponents of 4D printing can work toward a future where this technology fulfills its transformative potential. However, achieving this vision will require careful planning, robust regulations, and a commitment to ensuring that the benefits of 4D printing are accessible to all. Only then can we truly harness the power of this revolutionary technology to save lives and reshape the future of healthcare. Future outlook: a world without organ trafficking. Vision for the future. The prospect of a world without organ trafficking is no longer a distant dream but a potential reality, thanks to advancements in 4D printing. This revolutionary technology has the power to transform healthcare by addressing one of its most persistent challenges: the scarcity of viable organs for transplantation. As 4D printing becomes more sophisticated and accessible, experts project that its adoption in healthcare could reshape organ transplantation on a global scale. In the coming decades, hospitals and clinics could integrate 4D printing into their regular operations, producing organs on demand to meet patient needs. With advancements in cellular engineering and smart materials, 4D printed organs may evolve to not only replicate natural functionality but exceed it, offering enhanced durability and adaptability. This progression could significantly reduce transplant wait times, saving thousands of lives each year. Moreover, the global implications of 4D printing extend far beyond individual patients. In regions plagued by organ trafficking, the ability to produce organs locally and ethically could dismantle the black market. Countries with underdeveloped healthcare systems could benefit from portable 4D printing units, allowing them to address organ shortages without relying on international aid or donor networks. This technology could serve as a great equalizer, bridging the gap between developed and developing nations in access to life-saving medical interventions. As 4D printing integrates with other technologies, such as artificial intelligence and nanotechnology, its applications will expand even further. AI-driven customization could optimize the design of printed organs for individual patients, while nanotechnology could enhance organ functionality at a cellular level. These advancements suggest that the future of 4D printing is not just about replacing the illegal organ trade but redefining the possibilities of medicine itself. Next step: realizing the potential of 4D printing requires overcoming significant hurdles. The road ahead is marked by technological milestones, regulatory challenges, and the need for sustained international cooperation and funding. The first key milestone is achieving greater precision and reliability in 4D printed organs. While early trials have demonstrated promising results, scaling this technology for widespread clinical use will demand further innovation. Researchers must address critical challenges such as vascularization, cellular compatibility, and the long-term durability of printed organs. Overcoming these obstacles will require continued investment in cutting-edge materials and bioengineering techniques. Another vital step is the establishment of robust regulatory frameworks. Governments and international bodies must create guidelines to ensure the safety, efficacy, and ethical use of 4D printing technology. These frameworks should include rigorous testing protocols, quality control measures, and oversight mechanisms to prevent misuse. The collaboration of regulatory agencies across borders will be essential, as 4D printing is a global innovation that requires standardized policies for fair and safe implementation. Funding remains a cornerstone of progress. While private companies and universities have made significant contributions to 4D printing research, achieving global impact will require coordinated public and private investment. Governments should allocate resources to support research initiatives, particularly those focused on making 4D printing accessible to underserved communities. Similarly, philanthropic organizations and NGOs can play a crucial role in funding projects aimed at addressing healthcare disparities through this technology. International cooperation is equally critical. The fight against illegal organ trafficking transcends national boundaries, and so must the solutions. Countries must work together to share knowledge, resources, and best practices in 4D printing. Collaborative efforts, such as global research consortia and public-private partnerships, can accelerate innovation while ensuring equitable access to the benefits of this technology. A world transformed as 4D printing advances, it has the potential to do more than eliminate organ trafficking. It could revolutionize how we view and approach organ transplantation. The future may hold a world where organ shortages are a thing of the past, where the term waiting list becomes obsolete, and where every patient in need receives a life-saving transplant. This vision, however, is not guaranteed. It depends on the choices we make today, choices about funding, ethics, regulation, and collaboration. By addressing these challenges head-on, we can unlock the full potential of 4D printing, creating a healthcare system that is not only more effective but also more equitable and humane. The journey to a world without organ trafficking is a complex one, but the destination is worth every effort. With science, innovation, and global unity, we can pave the way for a future where no one has to suffer the horrors of illegal organ trade. Instead, we can offer hope, healing, and a testament to the power of human ingenuity. A revolution in the making. The promise of 4D printing lies at the intersection of science, ethics, and innovation. This groundbreaking technology has the potential to end one of humanity's darkest practices, illegal organ trafficking, by addressing the root cause, the scarcity of organs. With its ability to produce functional, customizable organs on demand, 4D printing could revolutionize organ transplantation, saving countless lives and dismantling the exploitative black market. However, the path to this future is not without challenges. Technological hurdles, including vascularization and cellular compatibility, must be overcome to create fully functional organs. The high cost and resource intensity of scaling this technology for mass adoption present another significant barrier, particularly in low-income regions. Ethical concerns, ranging from accessibility to the potential misuse of 4D printing, add further complexity to this transformative innovation. Achieving the full potential of 4D printing will require sustained investment, collaboration, and global oversight. Governments, private companies, NGOs, and academic institutions must work together to address these challenges and ensure that this technology benefits all of humanity, not just a privileged few. A thought-provoking challenge. As we stand on the brink of a technological revolution, a critical question emerges. Can humanity embrace such transformative technology responsibly? The implications of 4D printing extend far beyond organ transplantation, touching on fundamental issues of equity, ethics, and what it means to be human. Will we use this technology to create a more equitable healthcare system, where every patient has access to life-saving solutions? Or will we allow it to exacerbate existing inequalities, creating a world where only the wealthy can afford the benefits of 4D printing? The answers to these questions will shape not only the future of medicine but also the moral trajectory of our society. A call to action. And this is where you, the audience, come in. Advancing a technology as revolutionary as 4D printing requires more than just scientists and engineers. It requires public support, awareness, and advocacy. By championing advancements in medical technology, you can play a vital role in ensuring that innovations like 4D printing are developed and implemented ethically and equitably. Support research initiatives, advocate for policies that prioritize accessibility, and raise awareness about the importance of ethical organ donation systems. Whether it's by donating to organizations working on regenerative medicine or simply spreading the word about the potential of 4D printing, your actions can help pave the way for a better future. This is more than just a technological breakthrough, it's a chance to redefine how we approach healthcare, equity, and humanity itself. Together, we can harness the power of 4D printing to create a world where no one has to suffer the horrors of illegal organ trafficking, and where science and ethics come together to save lives and build a better tomorrow. The future is in our hands. Let's make it one worth striving for.